Seriously, Cleve, Kharja, because a comrade it's my an punk fini jadig. I'm here again just to talk about stuff that's going on the other side of the Atlantic because it's going to reflect on here soon, I think. This people often refer to them as the Gestapo. They remind me more of the Black and Tans. This fucking crowd called ICE murdering another person. It gets more notice, of course, because it's a white person, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're an anti-racist, it doesn't matter whether they're black, white, or whatever. People are being murdered, including US citizens, by these fascist thugs. There has been talk about, I believe, I heard it on social media briefly in passing, that the UK is apparently talking about setting up its own version of ICE, which horrifies me. It genuinely is it's beyond fucking Kafkaesque. I've not heard much about it. It was mentioned by YouTuber Cavernacle briefly, but I think that's all I've really heard about it in depth, and that was a while ago, so I cannot really comment more on that one. I do know that the poor sod that was killed down was a man called Alex Pretti. He was a military veteran and a nurse, and he tried to intervene when somebody else was being harassed and battered by those bastards. And he was... all the shit that again, the Trumpers and the fucking maggots and the far right over here, dare say, are saying the same thing. Oh, he had a gun. Oh, he did this. Oh, jump through him. You can jump through as many hoops as you want and perform every mental gymnastic backflip. The man was not threatening anybody. He was trying to stop someone from being battered to death. He himself then was shot in the head. I believe 10 bullets were pumped into the poor bastard's body. I mean, the reverence towards him is... I mean, there's more attention given towards the guy because he's white, much like Renee Nicole Good the other day. Rest in eternal peace. I hope that bastard gets what's coming to him. You, Jonathan Ross, you're fucked, I hope. That's not a threat, by the way, or an endorsement of violence against ICE agents. I'm not getting shut down for those bastards. But the thing is, it's... I do notice a double standard because he was a military veteran. There's a certain reverence towards him from liberals. What the fuck? It doesn't matter if he was a fucking homeless drug addict and if he wasn't a military veteran who looked after other military veterans. The man was murdered by a bunch of thugs in uniforms. It reminds me of the Black and Tans in Ireland 100 years ago, who also went on to terrorise Palestine. That's one of the reasons we have a big affinity with Palestinians, by the way. This was it just goes to show how the imperial core is seriously fucked. It's crumbling and it's doing everything it can to preserve itself, and that includes now murdering its own citizens. The chicken's coming home to roost, as the saying goes. I just, thoughts to the family of Alex Pretti. I have a horrible feeling it's not going to get any better, and there's going to be more people like it. I hope people are starting to organise and resist these bastards, because they will keep on killing if you don't. It's already starting to get nasty here as well, even though this country's far more sedate than the US. I've seen fascists turning up at anti-war demos, just one or two deliberately stirring things up and attacking and assaulting people. I got called a fucking paedophile by one, and ironically the bastard himself looked more like a convicted fucking sex offender. But they always do, don't they? To them, a paedophile is somebody with hair this colour, or purple, or blue, or whatever. Ugh. There's no discussing or debating with cunts like them. And another tragedy that happened in the US only yesterday. The great thinker and writer and Marxist theorist Michael Parenti passed away at the age of 92. We knew he'd been ill for a while, and I remember hearing dementia being mentioned. I've done this randomly and spontaneously without a script, by the way, so it's all improvised, so I apologise for the rough nature of it. I'm still reading up on his stuff. His lectures are inspiring. I dare say I've had a couple of disagreements with him. He's takes on things, certain aspects of the USSR. He was a bit hostile to Stalin, and I'm not a fanboy of Stalin, but I'm not going to shit on him either. I'm not one of these people that think he was the worst despot in the world, and I also don't think he was a fucking red pope. That's another story. Parenti had some differences with him on that. He was a great educator, and a lot of us now owe an awful lot and a big debt to him for his lectures and his books. I mean, I recommend Black Shirts and Reds, which I still haven't got through, and the other one is To Kill a Nation, or The Death of a Nation, anyway, the one about Yugoslavia. That's an interesting read as well. From what that's on my to read list. His lectures are all over social media that can be viewed for free, and his demise is a great loss to us all. Rest in eternal power, Michael Parenti, and rest in power, Alex Pretti. You're just the latest list of needless victims of a bunch of fascist thugs in uniform. My thoughts go out to the families of all these people, and to all my friends and comrades in the USA. Please organise yourselves and be safe out there. Slán go fóla agus gnáidí an bóthar libh go léir. Is mise an punk fi nín jarag.